All right, so this is another pretty tricky section. It's a pretty long one, and it's pretty detailed, and there's a lot of nuance to it. So it can be very difficult to remember each one of those very specific details while playing at that speed. You're going to want to change to neck pickup as well. All right, so it starts off with a little bit of hammering on. I'm just going to go on the B string, which in this case is tuned out to A. You're going to go open, 5, 7, and then open again. And you can do that all with one pick. And then we're going to go up to the 10th fret and pick all these, which is 10, 8, 7, 8. So. You got that? And then you just repeat that shape quite a few times. That's a cornerstone of this particular section. We're going to go. And then open. 7, open. And then this is where it starts to get a little tricky. There's 2 different ways you can play this. You can take your pick. That's 5 on the G string, tuned down to F in this case. You can go 5, and then 7 on the B string, which is A. So you can play it that way with a slide, which keeps the shape the same the whole time. But that can be a tough position change at that speed. It tends to be a little bit sloppy. I find that sometimes this is easier, playing it on the highest string. See, I pretty consistently get that a lot cleaner than the other one. And that would just be, you can play it with your ring or your pinky. And then 5, 3, 2, and then 3 on the B string. This is worth noting out. My picking, that I'm doing some more economy picking here because the alternate picker would be kind of tricky. I'm going. So I'm actually starting with an up pick on that. So down, down, and then up, down, up, down, up. And what that does is rather than having to hop over the string to get back to that, I can just keep my up pick. Try that. It's a lot easier at that speed to just keep going up than it is to sort of change your picking around. Because that would be like... And then I have to do a down pick. Meanwhile, I'm underneath the B and the E string, which means I would have to go... hop over, you see? Instead, I can just sweep it. Instead of... So I recommend economy picking there. Or you can do it the other way with this position change. And if you prefer that one, that would be 5, 7, 5, and then you can just slide real quick up to 10. You can do it with your pinky. 10, 8, 7, 7 on the G. Again, I kind of prefer this. And then you're just going to repeat that thing again. That's a motif that repeats a lot. And then again. Again. And then this thing again. But you don't play the full thing. You go. And then this is pretty difficult too at this speed. That's another thing that makes the high position change hard because you're going. And then you got to go. Instead of. That's on the same string. So you don't have to change from. Either one is fine. Pick which one is easier for you. I like the one that stays on the E string. But I find myself playing both while in the moment. And then you're going to change over to the other part of this section, which has a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. So that's 5 and 7. on the B. And then pay attention, this is slightly different. It's really hard to tell at full speed. So if you have to, slow it down and pay attention and practice. These are slightly different. You can't go. That's not right. It's... And then da 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 da. One more time on this one. Da 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 da. You see that subtle difference? You might not even hear that at full speed, but it's there. So pay attention to that. 5 and 7, and then 7 and 8. And then you're gonna go to 5 on the G string, 5, 5, 8 on the B, 5, 5, 8, 5, and then up to the highest string on the 5th fret and go da da, 5, 7, and then 8. And then you do that same fast run from before that, just with an extra before it. So remember, we go. Remember, we do that. Well, now you're gonna do the same thing, but you're gonna start with a before it. The thing that makes these really fast leads go smoothly is paying very close attention to your picking, planning it, not just blindly practicing at a slower speed. You need to plan your picking. You need to know, okay, I'm changing strings here and I'm getting caught underneath the string here. So I need to adjust to either do an economy picking or change the direction I'm slanting my pick. And that'll help a lot with not getting so much stuck in the strings at a fast speed. So right here, I am doing some economy picking. I'm doing down, up, down, up, up. I do 2 ups and I continue the up down to the next string, the next lowest string. And that at that speed, that does help. So that you're not going. And then I have to go all the way around the B string to get so that I can do a down pick on it. That doesn't make any sense to do. Just keep that up. See? And then you repeat it. But this little section is different. Instead of doing the fast run, you go. And the frets for that are, that's 10 and 7. And then you go open, 7, open, and then 10, 8. So all together. So the whole thing is, and then you play that whole thing again. There's harmonies in the original recording, but we're just gonna keep playing that original part. It's only twice for this section.